Most people believe that retirement planning is only about saving more money. But what if I told you that one of the biggest reasons retirees run out of money has nothing to do with how much they saved and everything to do with what they kept? This is the mistake that silently destroys retirement security: holding on to the wrong assets before retiring. Before we go any further, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment below if you've ever wondered whether your assets are actually helping or hurting your retirement. This content is made for people who want clarity, not surprises after 60. As retirement approaches, your financial priorities change completely. Assets that once made sense during your working years can become financial traps once income stops. High-maintenance properties, expensive vehicles, unused real estate, and illiquid investments often look impressive on paper, but in retirement, they drain cash flow, increase stress, and reduce flexibility. Many retirees hold on to assets because of emotional attachment or the belief that it might be worth more later. But retirement is not about maximizing potential upside anymore. It's about reliability, predictability, and liquidity. If an asset requires constant cash to maintain, fluctuates wildly in value, or cannot be easily converted into income, it becomes a liability, not a strength. Another major issue is concentration risk. Some retirees enter retirement with too much money tied up in a single asset, such as a primary home, a rental property, or one investment account. On paper, they appear wealthy. In reality, they struggle with monthly expenses because their wealth is locked, not working. Retirement income does not come from asset value. It comes from cash flow. Holding the wrong assets also creates tax problems. Certain assets trigger higher taxes when sold later in retirement, especially when withdrawals overlap with Social Security and required minimum distributions. This poor timing can increase taxable income, reduce benefits, and accelerate the depletion of retirement savings. Smart retirement planning means repositioning assets before retirement, not after a financial shock forces decisions. The goal is to simplify, reduce risk, improve liquidity, and align assets with retirement income needs, selling or downsizing at the right time is not a loss. It's a strategic move to protect your future. In the next section, we'll look at how many retirees underestimate how long retirement actually lasts and why that mistake compounds everything we just discussed. Many people believe their home is their greatest asset in retirement. And while that may have been true during their working years, it often becomes one of the biggest financial drains after retirement if it no longer fits their new reality. Large homes come with large expenses: property taxes, insurance, maintenance, utilities, repairs, and these costs don't retire when you do. What makes this mistake dangerous is that it quietly eats into retirement income month after month. Even retirees with solid retirement savings and steady Social Security benefits often underestimate how much cash flow is lost just to keep a house running. Roof repairs, HVAC replacements, plumbing issues, rising property taxes, and higher insurance premiums can easily turn a paid-off home into a financial liability. From a retirement planning perspective, this is not about emotions, it's about efficiency. Retirement is about converting assets into predictable income and reducing financial stress. When too much of your net worth is locked into a house that doesn't generate income, it limits flexibility, it reduces liquidity, increases risk, and forces retirees to rely more heavily on their investment portfolio just to cover basic living expenses. This mistake becomes even more damaging when healthcare costs increase. Medical expenses, long-term care, and out-of-pocket Medicare costs require cash, not home equity sitting on paper. Retirees who refuse to reassess their housing situation often find themselves selling investments at the worst possible time just to keep up with expenses tied to a home they no longer need. Smart retirement planning asks a simple question. Does this house support your retirement income strategy, or does it compete with it? Downsizing, relocating to a lower-cost area, or converting home equity into income can significantly reduce monthly expenses while improving financial stability. It's not about giving up comfort. It's about aligning your housing choice with your retirement goals. Holding onto a house that no longer fits your retirement lifestyle can quietly destroy savings over time. The goal in retirement is not to impress, it's to protect income, preserve investments, and maintain flexibility. Every dollar trapped in unnecessary housing costs is a dollar that could be supporting your lifestyle, covering health care, or protecting your retirement portfolio. By the time most Americans reach their early 60s, the question is no longer if they should retire, it's when. And this is where one of the most misunderstood financial realities of retirement planning appears. Delaying retirement often strengthens your finances far more than retiring early. The first reason is income replacement. For many retirees, Social Security represents a significant portion of retirement income. Retiring early reduces that benefit permanently, while delaying retirement increases it year after year. This single decision can mean hundreds, sometimes thousands, of extra dollars per month for the rest of your life. But income is only part of the equation. When you delay retirement, you're also reducing the number of years your savings need to last. Retiring at 62 may require your portfolio to support 30 years of expenses. Retiring at 67 or later may reduce that to 25 years. That difference dramatically lowers the pressure on your investments. There's also the impact of continued contributions. Working a few extra years allows many Americans to keep contributing to retirement accounts, delay withdrawals, and let compound growth continue uninterrupted. Even modest contributions made in the final working years can have an outsized effect on long-term financial stability. Another critical factor is healthcare. Delaying retirement often means staying on employer-sponsored health insurance longer, avoiding the high out-of-pocket costs that come before Medicare eligibility. This can protect your savings during one of the most expensive and vulnerable periods of life. From an investment perspective, delaying retirement reduces sequence of returns risk. The danger of experiencing market downturns early in retirement while withdrawals are high. Fewer early withdrawals give your portfolio more time to recover from volatility, making long-term outcomes more predictable and less stressful. What surprises many people is that delaying retirement doesn't require working forever. In many cases, it simply means adjusting expectations, reducing hours, transitioning to part-time work, or shifting into lower stress roles that preserve income while protecting health. The truth is this: delaying retirement is not about sacrificing freedom. It's about buying financial security. For many Americans, a few extra working years can mean higher guaranteed income, lower investment risk, and a much more resilient retirement plan. In the next topic, we'll explore the emotional and lifestyle trade-offs between retiring early and retiring later, and why financial readiness matters more than age when deciding what truly works in real life. One of the most frustrating realities of retirement is this: many people follow the rules, save consistently, invest for decades, and still struggle financially after they stop working. This happens not because they failed to save, but because their investment strategy no longer matches the reality of retirement. Before retirement, most investment plans are built for growth. Volatility is tolerated because there is time to recover. Market crashes are uncomfortable, but wages are still coming in. Contributions continue. Time is on your side. But after retirement, that equation changes completely. Once income from work stops, your portfolio is no longer just a growth engine. It becomes your lifeline. Every withdrawal matters. Every downturn has consequences. And this is where many retirees unknowingly expose themselves to unnecessary risk. A common mistake is staying invested as if retirement never happened. Portfolios remain heavily concentrated in growth assets, assuming markets will always recover fast enough. But when a major downturn occurs early in retirement, withdrawals combined with losses create something extremely dangerous: sequence of returns risk. This risk doesn't care how much money you saved. Two retirees with identical portfolios can end up with very different outcomes depending on market conditions during their first years of retirement. One might retire during a strong market and feel financially secure for decades. The other might retire just before a downturn and watch their savings erode much faster than expected. Another issue is relying too heavily on averages. Many retirement plans assume a fixed annual return, 6%, 7%, sometimes more, but real life doesn't work in straight lines. Markets move up and down, inflation fluctuates, healthcare costs rise unpredictably, and withdrawals don't wait for good market years. This is why retirees who focus only on average returns often feel shocked by reality. What matters in retirement is not how much your portfolio earns over time, but how stable your income is year after year. There's also the psychological side. During retirement, market volatility feels different. Losses feel permanent. Stress increases. Many retirees sell at the worst possible moments, locking in losses not because they planned poorly, but because their strategy never accounted for emotional pressure. A retirement investment plan must reduce volatility, not maximize returns. It must prioritize income stability, capital, preservation, and flexibility, not aggressive growth. Retirees who ignore this shift often find themselves cutting spending, delaying health care, or returning to work, not because they didn't save enough, but because their investments were no longer aligned with their stage of life. This is why successful retirement investing looks very different from accumulation investing. It's about protecting what you built, generating reliable income, and avoiding risks that no longer make sense once time becomes your most limited asset. In the final topic, we'll connect all of this into one clear conclusion: what actually works in retirement, how to align your investments with your age and income needs, and how to avoid the mistakes that quietly destroy retirement plans after 60. At this point, the biggest mistake would be walking away thinking, okay, this is scary, and doing nothing, because the whole purpose of retirement planning is not predicting the future perfectly. It's building a plan that survives real life, market drops, inflation, healthcare costs, and unexpected changes in your income. So here's the practical takeaway from everything we covered. First, you need a retirement plan built around cash flow, not just a big number. The goal is not, how much do I have? It's, how long can my money reliably produce retirement income without collapsing under pressure? That means understanding your monthly spending, identifying the non-negotiables, housing, groceries, healthcare, insurance, and then building a buffer so you're not forced to sell investments at the worst time. Next, you need to protect your portfolio from sequence risk, the danger of withdrawing money during a market downturn early in retirement. That's why retirees who last longer usually have a structure, a safe cash reserve for short-term needs, stable income-focused assets for the middle years, and long-term growth for later. This is how you avoid panic decisions when the market turns against you. Then there's inflation, the silent thief. If your plan doesn't assume rising costs every year, your retirement income will shrink in real life, even if your numbers look fine on paper. Your portfolio must be built to survive decades, not just a good year. And finally, you need a retirement reality check every year. Medicare plans change, taxes shift, your health changes, markets change. The retirees who stay safe are the ones who adjust early, not the ones who react late. If you do these things, you're not just hoping your retirement works. You're building a plan that can actually hold up when life gets expensive. Now, quick question for you. Which part of this surprised you the most? Healthcare, inflation, or the risk of withdrawing during market downturns? Comment your answer below, because I read the comments and I use them to choose the next videos. If this helped you, hit like. It helps YouTube show this to more retirees who need it. And subscribe if you want clear, real-world retirement planning that actually protects your savings after 65.